Okay. I'm on the roll right now. These were the fish, the salmon that I had roasted out on the grill earlier. When you buy the salmon head, after they fillet the salmon, they still charge a lot of money per pound for some fish heads. So this year I took off after I roasted them out there on the grill or grilled them. Now this I can make like a salad right here. This is parts from the salmon head, the meat. So I could make like a salad plate with that. But these here now, I'm gonna let these boil. And because they're not like beef bone, these I could just let these boil maybe for about 4 hours, 6 hours. I just gotta keep adding water to it to get all the consistency out of the meat and the bones, and just let it boil. So I'm gonna drop some vegetables in here, probably some carrots, some celery, and let that boil down. Then after it boils down, I'll strain the bones off, strain the broth off. I'll show when it start boiling. And that's the fish head right here. I had roasted them outside on the grill earlier today. See? So it's now gonna be boiled down to, just boil it to get the flavor into the broth. Feel me? Yeah, so this is what I do. I just stay up here and cook and mess up the kitchen. So that's the fish. And then the beef bone, I'll show you. There's a bunch of bones in there. This already boiled for about 3 hours already. But I'm just gonna let it sit here and simmer. See, these are just bones. What happened now, I'm getting like the marrow, all the flavor out of the beef bone. And there's a lot of herbs in here and celery and all kind of stuff. Yeah, so now when this is finished, I'll strain this just like I would do the fish. I'm gonna strain the broth. Then I let it sit out and cool down before I put it in the refrigerator. Once I put it in the refrigerator, once I put this beef broth in the refrigerator, the oil that sits on top will go to sleep. That's what I said. It go to sleep. So once that oil go to sleep, then I just get a knife and cut it and just lift it off. And most time, depends, this broth with gel, once it get cold in the refrigerator, it get gel. So I'm making beef broth and I'm making fish broth. And so now to secure it, I dated Ziploc bags. Later on I would date some Ziploc bags like that. I put dates on them, like today's date, because it's when I'm preparing this. And then I can half a bag of broth, Ziploc it and put in my freezer. And each time you need just to eat something light or make some cream soup or just have some fish tea or beef bone tea, we'll just take one out and we be going. We have our broth, our soup, or whatever. Okay, let me see, which one am I lighting up? I want to light up the front one. Okay. So now I gotta stay up most of the night and watch these pot as they boil. That's the story. Fish broth, beef broth. And I got some more bones. I didn't cook all the bones really. See, I got more in the freezer, so I'll probably get them all done tomorrow. And then I have to go to the store and get some containers. These are beef bones. They're just as expensive as regular meat. Tell you the truth. This bag of bone right here price tag in there somewhere. It was like a whole long shank, like the length of my arm. And we have the guy to cut up. Like this here was $7.29 for this bag of bone. So there was like 4 bag of bones, and they're like $7 to $8 a bag. Now you can't eat the damn bone. You're just boiling it to get the broth. That's all we're doing, boiling the bones to get the broth. Because my husband is back on a diet, and we got to have a lot of this stuff for him to. If you just want to drink soup, broth, beef, bone broth all day, that's what he'll do. That's a bottle right here that I did last week. And that's beef bone broth. This should be gel. See, it's kind of slightly jelly. This one is not as gel as it normally is, but sometimes, depends how much I boil it down, it turned to gel. So that's the story. Beef bone broth. I just enjoy my kitchen. Just like I enjoy my outdoors and my gardening, you know. So this is it.